Hi everyone, it's the Paisley Turtle and I am back with another review. After I reviewed the smartphone wristlet earlier, I decided to go ahead and review sorry, I was getting the laptop up here because I want to show you something on it. I decided to go ahead and review what I called, I think, the Smart Wristlet, but that was the wrong name. It's actually called the Phone Wristlet, and I wanted to show you this wristlet because it is still available on the Vera Bradley website, but they have made some changes to it that I found kind of interesting because I honestly, when I first saw that they had released it with the fall 2012, I thought, well, that was silly. They just released that, and it's not in any of the colors, but it's actually a little bit different. So I normally wouldn't do a product that they're no longer going to make in a review, unless it was just new to me or you guys asked me to do it. I don't. Maybe I would, because I actually have a couple of retired items that I probably would review, but I just kind of wanted to go over the features of the wristlet and then show you on the laptop. Let me lean a little more. I got a cord in the way, and then show you the differences, and it'll be on the screen, so it'll be a little hard to tell, but I'll visually show you on this wristlet as well. So I'm just going to jump right in. The wristlet is actually the smallest wristlet that I've ever encountered with Vera Bradley. Let me pull this over real quick. I moved some stuff into this one to review it. As you can see, this is from the smartphone wristlet I reviewed. The smartphone's a little taller. It's actually a little wider. Depth-wise, I think this one is deeper, but it's because of the way it's made. And of course I don't have a phone in here right now, so that, I'm sure is contributing to that. To start with, the strap. This is not my favorite kind of strap. This is the kind of strap that's on the tech case, which I don't mind on the tech case because it's usually just in a slip pocket in like a carry-on or something. And I have a specific purpose I use those for. I usually use them for hard drives or small cameras or something like that. It just detaches from the little clip, and there's no way to loop it. If you watch the smartphone wristlet review, I talk about how that I like the fact that I can loop it around the shoulder strap of my bag, so that especially if I'm carrying a bag that just buttons, you can't, like a pickpocket just can't come by like at the busy mall and slip his hand down in and get your wallet out and run off with it. If he tried to do that, I would feel him tugging because it would be actually attached to my purse. Wouldn't do me any good if he took my whole purse, but that's not really what they usually do, So this is not my favorite kind of wristlet because there's so many uses for the other one where you can, and you could, do it where you loop it through and pull, but I just honestly don't know if it's big enough. As far as the outside, there are no exterior pockets. It's the main sorry, I should have said this is what they are now calling, and I don't know if it's always been called this, the phone wristlet in Rosy Posies by Vera Bradley. It's got the main Rosy Posies fabric, and then the band is the actual lining fabric, and it goes all the way around the wristlet. And that's I like that. I like that it shows that band. And then it just has a snap open, and then on the inside is that shiny, satiny type material. This has kind of got some fairly lightweight, cardboard chipboard inside there to kind of help keep the structure. It's got that magnetic snap, and you open it. And I've just got the OtterBox in here. I will say this is kind of pushing this one to its limits. An OtterBox being in here makes that a tight fit, and you'll see why in a minute. It's got the magnetic snap. It stays snapped, it's fine, but I just feel like it's a little wear on it to have the OtterBox in there. Now, if I had one of the other cases that I own in there, it wouldn't be so bad. And the reason that you're seeing no phone is because I film on my iPhone. And then the website says 3 pockets as far slip pockets on the new wristlet. I'm going to click and see. the old, if you look at the phone wristlet description, it says 2 pockets and an ID window. The new one says 3 card slips, a bill compartment, and an ID window. So I'm not sure if they're confused or they've actually added another pocket in here. It would be kind of tight to add one more, I would think. But anyway, so there's these 2 card pockets and then your ID window. And it is the thumb, you know, kind of pull it out. And then there's only one other pocket in this bag, or in this wristlet, and it's this one, and it's just a flat, and this is what they call the cash compartment, bill compartment. And so if, another one, if you do not like to fold your money, you will not like this wristlet. There is no change compartment, there is no zippered compartment, and then there's the phone case, and it's made so that when you open it you can on your touch screen. There were some complaints that, well, you can't charge it, you can't answer it, you can't whatever. Well, you know what, they've addressed a couple of those things, but let me just say, you can't do that if you're using any of the other wristlets either. If you're using the carry it all, or I'm assuming the all-in-one, like I've said in past videos, I don't have one, so I can't really say for sure. If you're using the smartphone wristlet, you got to take the phone out to answer it. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, people. But I guess apparently because you did have access to the touch screen in this wristlet, people were complaining about not having access to the ports and whatnot, and you don't. I will show you that there's a piece of elastic here, a piece of elastic here, and then the fabric just goes in around, and it's kind of awkward. I haven't particularly liked the way that looked and the way it made the bag do. And then you have like a little, one of those little tiny magnetic snaps here, and it will snap. I'm just trying to do it one-handed, but it's snapped, and if you barely, you know, touch it, it comes undone. This is the OtterBox in there now, and I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't enjoy trying to get this out to answer my phone. And you certainly, like you know, I said, you cannot talk on it. So I'm going to go in and take this out just for purposes, because I don't like putting the strain on that elastic. I just would not put an OtterBox in here. It'll fit, but you're going to stretch the elastic out. Now I am going to show you, this is an Incepio case that I actually really like. And I did carry this one time with this in here. And it goes in a little smoother. It's not quite as big as an OtterBox, but it does go in there a little smoother. So I'm just going to leave that in there for the structure at this point. So as far as how I feel about it, it's fine. I got it at a really good discount at the Vera Bradley outlet. It was like the outlet price plus an additional 30% off. I bought it for the intentions of taking it to the beach so that I would be able to look at my phone but have it protected. But I'm not going to use it for that. In fact, I'm probably going to sell it because I'm not going to use it. I would rather have another smartphone wristlet in the Rosy Posies pattern. And that's just my preference. And I might consider the new style of this, and I'm going to talk about that the rest of the video, or, you know, comparisons the rest of the video. But the change pocket, like I said, I don't usually use the change pocket, but the fact that there's not any other kind of compartment or whatever, you know, is a bummer. And I don't know. I don't like the wristlet strap, and they did not change that as far as I can tell. Now, I will say that one thing I did figure out was that if you took a zip ID, you could put a very little bit of change or cash in there, and you could fold this up and oh, sorry, and it would, again, doing this one-handed, so, and it will button. Now, well, there we go. It will button, and it's, you know, the magnet is there, and it's attached, but if you have a thick case at all, that might be difficult, and it definitely wouldn't work with the OtterBox in. It worked when I had this case on, and you could just attach your zip ID to this and then have them, you know, carried like this. That's a lot of junk for me, though. I kind of want it all compact. So that's kind of the deal breaker for me on this. Like I said, I carried it one time. It didn't even come out of my purse. I didn't even put any money in it. I put my phone in it, I put my ID in it, and that was, and my check card in it. And no money or anything. I wasn't carrying money, and I just threw it in my bag, and I like went, I mean, I was gone from home for maybe like, I don't know, an hour or so. And when I came home, I just didn't really enjoy using it, and so it's going on eBay. But to talk about the differences in the two, I have pulled up the phone wristlet on the website, and I've pulled up what they are now calling the Super Smart Wristlet on the website, and I've pulled them both up in Camellia, and I think I called it Camilla earlier, but sorry, on another video, but it's Camellia. And first of all, the main differences I saw was I noticed that this part in the new Super Smart Wristlet and this was fabric, and then it matched this, and they were the interior fabric. So that was one difference. So this part is fabric in the new one, and then this part is still fabric, but these two match, and they are now your lining pattern instead of being the exterior, pattern. There is no longer this stripe around the wristlet. It has like a little band right here. It looks like the strap is no different, and I'll show you that on the computer. I just want to kind of show you here first because it's not going to be that easy to see on the computer. And instead of this being fabric, this, and this, and this all look to be elastic now. Even this side, this is no longer this, and it's very awkward anyway. I don't like it. That's a good change. They still have not added. It says there's 3 ID or 3 card slots. I don't see a third one in the picture, but the pictures can be deceiving. I haven't looked at one up close. There is only the bill compartment. Still no change compartment, and still there's no exterior zippers or anything. The structure is basically still the same, except for they've changed this, where it's like, it looks just like this, but instead of it being attached over here, there's a piece of elastic, which is probably good, and it probably holds the phone more securely, and you don't have this weird little bubble like this on the wristlet when you're carrying it. So now I'm going to go to the computer, and like I said, I'm sorry, but my little wheel of death here. But if you look, let me see if I can get it bigger. These are now the interior, this where the wheel of death is, the rainbow wheel of death on the Mac, which means it's thinking. It's not anything bad. And this are now the interior fabric, or the lining of the fabric. And then it looks like over here is elastic, the top is elastic. It looks like this bottom has 2 pieces of elastic so that you can access the charging port now from the wristlet. The top may also have smaller pieces of elastic to allow you to access the power button and the earphone plug on an iPhone. Now, any other phone is not going to fit perfectly in this wristlet. It will probably fit and it will probably work, but your ports may not be accessible still. And then let me pull up the, and as you can see how this has got the band? No band. There's a little liner, like a little line, like a little, I don't know what to call, just a little decorative band of coordinating just plain fabric. Wristlet strap's still the same. Let me go back to the inside, and then it looks like it still has that just little way it attaches. So, and here's the one in Camilla from the phone wristlet, and you can see got that hump on the edge, same thing as I just showed you, but in Camilla. And then here's the old phone wristlet in Camilla. And then here's what they're now, whoops, let me try that again. Okay. Old wristlet, like the one I showed you, the Rosy Posy that I showed you, this is it, the old phone wristlet. And then this is the new Super Smart Wristlet in Camellia. Sorry, I keep saying Camilla. So it looks like there's been a few updates that might make it better, but not having the, any extra compartments is kind of a deal, and I just don't like the strap. So I would say if you're thinking about it, go into a store, look at the new style, and check it out before you just order it online, because it's not for everyone, and it really depends on what you carry. I just think I carry too much junk, and the smartphone wristlet that I reviewed in an earlier video is a better choice for me. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or leave a comment, please subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.